Hi, I'm John Crawford and I'm blind. I'm going to talk about the change that I've had in my attitude in the last couple of years. I'm going to start off with a little bit of personal history. I've talked about it before, but for those who haven't tuned into all of my videos, here it is. I was born in Hilo, Hawaii in 1970 with a very severe visual impairment. I started off with nearsightedness with an astigmatism. Basically, I can only see close up, and astigmatism makes my vision severely blurry. That wasn't a genetic thing. It wasn't eye disease. It was just simply the way my eyes were shaped, and it was basically a birth defect. That's what I was always told. So from the time I was a very small boy, they tried to figure out how they were going to help me with my vision, and no amount of correction made my vision very good. So I've always had at least 2400 vision, although it's much worse now. I can hardly see anything at all. But here's the thing. In the last couple of years, I'm going to say the last 10 years or so, my vision has declined to such a degree that I can almost not see anything now. I'm using a cane. I'm reading Braille. I am really almost there. About 2 years ago, I had a cataract surgery, and that was to prevent the onset of glaucoma, because you can't just leave a cataract unchecked. The cataract had been there for a long time. The eye doctor was concerned enough that he wanted to remove the cataract, and that didn't do anything for my vision, except I can see some very milky looking light out of my right eye, and my left eye is almost there now. So my vision is dwindling down to nothing. Part of that now, my eye doctor has told me in recent years that I have developed retinopathy, which is not the same thing as retinitis pigmentosa, where there's inflammation. This is just pigmentation on my retina, which is slowly chipping away at my vision. Prior to that, I could see a couple of inches in front of my face clearly, but I still had difficulty reading certain sizes of print. So I've always been legally blind, and the decline in my vision is just a product of aging. It's not even all that surprising. So I have been being proactive about about the loss of my remaining vision. So here's how it started. It started with my attitude of, well, I'm legally blind. I can't see. I more or less had a masking attitude. I didn't want people to know that I was legally blind. I felt like I was painting a target on my back. People wouldn't respect me if they knew I couldn't see very well. And now, a couple of years later, I'm finding that my attitude is very different than it was. I don't love the fact that I can't see. I don't think any of us really does. I'm finding that being proactive about the loss of what little vision I had in the first place is making me feel kind of a sense of hope that as I age and I lose more and more vision to the point where I may not have any vision at all, that I will have a chance at continuing to have an interesting and fulfilling life and be able to do a lot of things. Many of the things that I was able to do before with adaptations, including continuing to teach music lessons and all of that good stuff. So here are some of the things that I've been proactive about. I've been proactive about learning Braille. My wife is an expert in Braille, so she started teaching me Braille some years ago, and I am getting through uncontracted Braille, and I have about finished my alphabet. I'm ready to do my numbers and punctuation now, and then I start getting into contractions. So I'm being very proactive about my Braille. I'm learning my cane skills. I'm working on that, and I'm working on my adaptive tech. I'm also learning how to deal with things like being embarrassed about carrying my cane in public, learning how to deal with the changes that I need to make so that I can proceed through my normal day with the things that I have to do. And even such things as realizing that I now have to wear sunglasses a lot because I'm becoming more photosensitive as this vision continues to decline in my eyes. And I'm going to tell you something else I've noticed. I've heard other blind talkers say that vision loss will actually change your personality. And to some degree, I feel like it has. I feel like in some ways I'm a little bit more cautious in public. And in other ways, I have become a lot more assertive. So I can't say that I absolutely love the fact that I'm losing what little vision I had in the first place. I can say that I am actually starting to embrace this change that is occurring in my life. And I'm finding that what is really interesting about it is that I'm finding a certain sense of hope and excitement. As I start to learn how to use a cane, as I start to learn to read my Braille letters and stuff, I get really excited about this because I know that these are tools I'm going to be able to use effectively so that I can go on living my life. I was honestly really afraid because I was like, I had some vision, I was able to do some things, and when I lose my vision, am I going to be able to do the things I love to do? Am I going to be able to do the things I need to do? And I'm finding that the answer is, for the most part, yes. I'm going to be able to continue living my life and being able to do things. So there is kind of a sense of hope that I'm getting as I'm learning to deal with tech, as I'm learning to deal with these tools. So that is kind of where my journey has taken me deeper into the blind world. Okay, guys, that's kind of where I'm coming from today. That's what's on my mind. I got to travel tomorrow. I don't know if I'm going to get a TikTok out, but I really appreciate all of your feedback and all of your views. And hey to all you guys out there, and we'll talk to you soon. Have a good night.